What is going on, YouTube? This is Jim, and today I want to talk to you guys about this game right here, Gears of War 4. Now, I did pick it up at Best Buy, so I got the exclusive Gears of War Tin Cup. How amazing is that? I also got the exclusive Gears of War coaster. How amazing is that? And the game. And inside the game, and I believe this comes in every copy of the game, it comes with a bunch of stickers. Now, the Crimson Omen stickers are really cool. The Lancer looks a little too cartoonish for me. I'm not too excited about those. In addition, I'm not sure if this is every copy of the game, but I assume that it is. It comes with all of the original games there. I don't know why my camera isn't in focus, but take my word for it. You get the original Gears, Gears 2, Gears 3, and Gears Judgment, which comes on a coupon on the back here. I already have all the codes. If anyone doesn't have them, let me know. I'll give them to you gladly, or I'll do some sort of giveaway. I'd be really surprised right now if nobody has it, considering that it was part of the Ultimate Edition, I do believe. Maybe it wasn't. Anyways, it's here. Gears is here. And let me tell you guys, what an amazing ride it has been up to this point. I played it pretty much exclusively today, minus for about an hour or so. And I'm going to get into all the goodness, the single player, the Horde, the multiplayer, the customization. But we need to go back for a second. I need to tell you guys why Gears is so important to me. Gears 3 is really my starting point for competitive console multiplayer. Up until then, I had dabbled with multiplayer on console, but it wasn't until Gears 3, particularly with Horde mode, that I really understand the whole online community and really get involved with a lot of really, really cool people that some of which I'm still friends with today, believe it or not. Some have passed as things go. And I do mean passed as in died. They were a little bit older, so rest in peace to all y'all. I will fight on for you. I'll take your COG tag, and I will march into battle on your behalf. And then, obviously, there are some of those who I just don't talk to anymore. But it wasn't really until Gears that I really started to embrace what the multiplayer was, and I really started to enjoy it. Online community, like I said, really, really got involved with it. And it wasn't until the long absence after Gears 3. Judgment wasn't really that great. A lot of people didn't spend a lot of time with it. I didn't spend a lot of time with it. We all kind of went our own separate ways and tried to find that itch. Now, there was a vibrant Gears 3 community for a very long time. Not that I was a big part of it, because by then I'd kind of got burnt out. I went on, as you guys know, I am obsessed with Halo 5. Reading the books, watching the movies, I am very, very invested into the Halo universe. And if there's only one game to bring me back into non-Halo-esque love, it's Gears of War 4. And let me tell you guys, it delivers on all fronts. Let me dive into the story very briefly. I haven't gotten far. There are going to be no spoilers in here, so don't worry about it. I'm only on Act 1, Chapter 5, maybe? Chapter 4 or 5. But I know what the story is about. I think we all kind of have a pretty good idea. There may be some twists and turns. Characters may die. We may see old characters. That's part of the fun. Again, no spoilers. Doesn't matter. All Gears games are notorious for that tutorial level. And it's in the tutorial that you have the option of playing through it or just diving into the action. In this one, it takes place in terms of a prologue. So we get to go back and play as young Dom and his crew during the Pendulum Wars, 2 days before E-Day, Emergence Day, when the Locust arose from the earth, and that is where the events of the original Gears takes place. So you get to see that event. You get to see them stealing the Hammer of Dawn, and you also get to see the Colonel Hoffman holding down that gate. I think it's called the Hell Gate or Hell's Mouth Gate or something, where the Horde are just swarming in, and then meanwhile in Gears 3, that's when Marcus does what Marcus does and saves the universe. You get to see the other perspective of that. And it's all these flashbacks that build you up to present day. So it's a nice tribute, it's a nice homage to what Gears was. Not just Gears 1, but the whole franchise as a whole. Then you dive in as J.D. Phoenix, the son of Marcus Phoenix, and it turns out he's a felon. And that's as far as I'm going to go, and that is really spoiler-free. Let me tell you guys, you're going to discover that for yourself in about 3 to 4 minutes. So, anyways, let's dive in. The single player, amazing story, amazing voiceover. Seems like most of the time you'll be in a 3 or 4-man squad. I assume this lends itself to competitive multiplayer. I don't know where Brent is. As soon as he gets it, we'll try it out and let you know. I've just been playing through the story as usual. You have the normal collectibles. Tons of guns. You now can swap guns with your other squad mates. So if you're low on ammo, you can say, hey, give me that gun, and just take their gun, swap your primary, swap your secondary. There's different types of grenades. There's new types of enemies. They've really done a good job of making the game new but old at the same time. You still have the notorious rodeo run. You can now grab people, which if you guys played the competitive multiplayer beta some months ago, you probably saw this. You can grab people over cover and execute them quickly. You can jump over cover and kick them to execute them quickly. So it is still a very much cover-based stationary game where you're kind of setting up shop, getting that good angle. Excuse me, how excited I am. Getting that good angle, doing that nice cover fire, and really advancing in the battlefield. But there is also that element of run and gun that Gears really hasn't lended itself to in the past too much because of the control scheme. But now with some of those advanced control options with running and like parkouring over a wall, just running and seamlessly continuing on, you do have a little bit more mobility, and it is very nice, and I am very appreciative that they did that. But if you're like me, old school, sit way in the back with your Lancer, do your active reloads, and just kind of pick away enemies very slowly, don't worry. The game does not punish you for doing that, and I think that's a good move. So it caters to the old school guys. It caters to the new school guys. Everybody's happy, right? I know I'm happy. Amazing. And the campaign is going to be a winner. I can just already tell it. Let's jump into what I think everyone was most excited about. I know I was, and that's Horde Mode 3.0. Recall that the original Horde Mode came out in Gears 3, as I mentioned, how much I love the original Horde Mode, how much it meant to me, how exciting it was to play with other people, do score attacks, do challenges, all that crazy fun stuff. Horde Mode 2.0, I guess they're calling it, although it wasn't really called that. It came out during Judgment. That introduced a class-based system with snipers and heavies and engineers and that sort of thing. Horde Mode 3.0 is now part of Gears 4 on the Xbox One, and it takes the best of everything and makes them even better. So there are some good things. There are a couple criticisms I want to talk about, and that's where I'm going to spend most of my time talking about Horde Mode because it is so great and it is iconic for the Gears series. Now, very similar to the other Horde modes, you are put against wave after wave after wave of enemy. The objective is to kill them all, right? You now have a thing you have to defend. It's an item that you get in the game. I don't want to give too much away because it could be considered spoilery. You find it in the single-player campaign. You have to defend it in the multiplayer. That's all I'm going to tell you. But it's basically like a box of goodies, okay? You can put it anywhere you want. You can put fortifications anywhere you want. So as you kill enemies, you get power, and you cash in the power. You put it in this box, and then you start to take things out. You take power back out, and you build things. Turrets, sentry guns, dummies. More weapons if you want power weapons. You really want a boom shot? Go buy one, buddy. Have at it. Reload your ammo, that sort of thing. Repairing, it costs energy as well. You use your money to advance the battle and continue to get more and more defenses. The objective is to kill everybody and stay alive. If everybody dies, the game is over. If your goodie box is lost all of its health, that's game over as well. You can put it anywhere you want. So if things are going south, and trust me, they will go south, you can pick up the box and haul ass. You don't have to stand there and like defend the box. If there's a bunch of enemies coming from the north side, grab that box and run east, run west. It doesn't matter. And you could put it anywhere you want, and it can sit anywhere. Yes, you are going to abandon some of your fortifications, but you can pick those up too. If you don't feel like your turret's in a good spot, pick it up in the middle of battle and set it down somewhere else, and it'll just keep on going. That does lead to one of the criticisms I have where people sometimes think they know better than you, and they will put turrets or they will put sentry guns or barbed wires in places that you know are really stupid, too far out in the front line, in a dumb corner or whatever, and you'll move it and set it up and say, okay, this is where it's going to go, and then here comes along Joe Sixpack, and he's going to pick it up and put it somewhere else, and in seconds it's destroyed. And that's really, really frustrating. No matter if you buy the item or not, everybody has equal stake in the claim, which does lead to some teamwork, and it does require teamwork because everybody's going to be putting in, no longer like in Gears 3 do you have your own individual port of money, but there is a little workaround with that. I'll talk about that in a minute when I talk about the scout class in particular. But everybody's putting their money in the kitty, right? So if I put in $10,000 in the money bin, and I want to save up for something that's $11,000, and the guy next to me says, I want 3 things right now that are like low quality, like I want target dummies or I want better guns, he's going to blow your money. And it's gone. And you may not have any say in that. There's no way to vote on it or anything like that. It's like, well, that was really dumb, and there it goes. And that is what is going to make and break the multiplayer, in my opinion, because you're going to find that people are idiots, and they're going to only want to do what's best for them. They're going to want to think of things that maybe help them, or put things that they just feel that's a better spot, and it's just really not. Again, there is no leader. It's just by random anarchy. And when the battle starts, when the wave starts, it's fast and furious. You can't keep a track of who did what. Nobody has ownership of anything. It just happens. And you're not going to be looking at your money. You're going to be running around trying to stay alive, because these enemies are fast, they're furious, they're tough. There's the traditional modifiers that as you go farther and farther in the waves, they do more damage, they take more damage, they're stronger, they shoot faster, all the goodies. And it does get very difficult. Thankfully, there are some difficulty options, so you can play it on casual, hardcore, extreme, like insane, all these different modes. So if you want a little easier experience, you can do that. No longer are you just thrown into the mix and good luck. You can kind of tier it, and you can adjust some of the settings, which is very nice. If you want to start at a later wave, I have no idea why, but you can if you'd like to, and that's fine. So back to the money thing and the class system. This is where I feel that this game does a very good job of the whole experience and the customization that we were really lacking, I feel, in previous Gears games. Any character you unlock, and there are a slew of them, all the way from Tomorrow Anya to Zombie Dom. How about Zombie Dom making an appearance? Okay. They're all in the game. You can use all of them. They can be any class. So unlike Gears of War Judgment, where Baird was the engineer, period, not anymore. You want Marcus to be an engineer? Cool. You want him to be a scout? Cool. You want anybody to be anything? It doesn't matter. It's just a skin. You can customize, not the way they look, unfortunately. Every single gun has a skin, and there are a slew of skins that you will unlock. I'll talk about that in a minute as well. Every gun has a skin, and you can customize it. Anytime I pick up a Lancer, I want it to look like this. Anytime I pick up a Torque bow, I want it to look like this. And for the rest of the time, it will. And it's a really nice system. It really lets you show off some of the cooler skins that you've earned or bought. And I do like that. And again, there's a slew of characters to select from. They all have some really, really cool characters. I like that a lot. The classes are very balanced, in my opinion. You have the engineer, there's different classes that do different things. They all can use any weapon. That's another nice feature. But they specialize in certain things. For example, the engineer is the only guy that can repair. He has a standard, like his bottom gun will always be the repair gun. It will never be a snub pistol or a bolt hawk. It will only be the repair gun. So he's the only guy that can stand there, or she could be the only person to repair. A scout will get double money all the time. All the time he's getting double money. And you remember how I said earlier, there's kind of an exploit with that? You can turn off auto cash-in if you want to. So if you really want that sentry gun, and you know you want it and no one's going to take it from you, play as a scout, turn off your auto cash-in and just play. And after 3 or 4 levels, you'll have a lot of money and you can buy whatever you want. It's kind of selfish, but you can do it. So there is a little bit of work around there. And then there are other characters that have different perks as well. The heavies have more emphasis on weapons, or spotting an enemy does more damage, which is really nice. As you level up your respective class. So for me, I do like playing engineer because I am one, and I like to repair other people. And I'm not that great at twitch shooters. I'm more strategy based. I know kind of where to cover. I take my time, clear lanes. Really suits an engineer's play style. I can do that, and I can sit way in the back and repair people, and that's fine. And I will just use my money to basically repair everybody, and there's no problem with that. As I play more, I will level up more. And as I level up more, I will unlock more cards. Now, cards are permanent things that happen, permanent mutators. Whether it's my repair is 10% less, or my turrets do 20% more damage, or whatever it happens to be, I unlock more slots. That's what makes my engineer stronger. So if I play with an engineer a lot and I level them up to, I think it's level 13 or 15, I'll unlock 5 or 6 cards. I'll have a lot of stuff, as opposed to somebody who's just trying an engineer for the first time will only do one thing. In addition, you can actually turn in the cards and dismantle the cards for better cards and get even more stuff that's more powerful. So instead of a 5% reduction in cost for repair, maybe it's 10 or 15 or 20. Those take up slots, just like the other ones, so it's great. And again, it really rewards you. So for me, going to deep dive the engineer subclass, I'm going to get a lot of great stuff for my engineer. And I do like that. And it makes me feel rewarded as a player that I've invested time. I'm now going to get some cool skins for my engineer. And I'm going to be able to do some really fun things and help people and heal faster, and I'm okay with that. I've noticed as an aside, though, the engineer actually seems to get the lowest score because they're kind of in the back repairing. And while you do get some points for that, you're typically not out on the front line. The last time I played Horde mode, we got up to level 40 or 41. And I was by far less than half of everybody above me. So I was in the 100,000 point range. I was in like the 45,000 point range. And I was just as useful as everyone else. Healing, guys sitting there with a troika, just mowing people down. I'm just sitting there repairing them, giving them bullets, giving them health, repairing the barbed wire. And what did I get for it? Not much. But you know what? It's a thankless job, and I accept that. So there is some tweaking that needs to be happening. But hey, you know what? It's day one, all right? Who cares? It's day one. You know, it's going to get better. We know they're going to add more stuff. We know they're going to tweak how it works, and I'm okay with that. Burn cards. Titanfall was notorious for creating this burn card system, which I really didn't like. And it wasn't until Halo 5 that I realized how amazing the whole system of requisition points or burn cards or one-time use cards, whatever you want to call them, really are. And thankfully, Microsoft has continued that with Gears of War. Now, you can use real money to buy more cards. Cards contain unlocks, whether they be permanent, like gun skins, or temporary, like the next match you play, your gun's going to do 5% more damage, or a bounty. A bounty could be a card that's like a special objective just for you. Bounty cards do not expire, by the way, until they've been redeemed. So if you try and it doesn't work, it's okay. You'll get it refunded, just like what Halo did with the Mission Victory and all the Gambit cards. So again, they're learning, and I love it, and I think that's a great idea. So if you have a Gambit card that says, hey, you need to kill 50 enemies in one match and you only kill 49, don't worry, just reload, try again, and I'm sure you'll get it eventually. And you use either real money to get that, or as you play, you will earn tokens and you can cash in for different packs that do different things. Some that specialize more in skins, some that specialize more in bounty cards. There are 4 or 5 different things that you can buy that have different coin value. But you don't have to spend anything. You can grind it out, or you could just say, you know what, I don't care. I'm just going to play with my engineer, and I don't care, and I'll get to there when I get there, and that's perfectly fine, too. It's not like you use a card to call in like a Mantis or a Silverback. I'm sorry. That's what they call them in Gears. And I don't even know if they're in Gears. I hope they are. You don't call them like a Silverback or anything like that. You just, you know, that's not how the cards work. They just do passive buffs that kind of assist you in the map. And if everybody's using one but you're going to reap the benefits anyway, because they're going to be mowing stuff down way faster than you can. They're like, hey, all right, we're going to win. So it's a really good system all in all. Like I said, there's some a little bit of griefing going on with the Horde mode right now in terms of where people are placing things. If people log out while they're attached to a weapon or attached to a gun, the gun vanishes. So if you have a level 5 Troika and the guy disconnects, so goes your Troika. It's a little bit annoying. But it's fun, and the enemy, the diversity is great. Every 10th level there is a boss battle. Let me tell you, those Brumacs, when they walk, your controller shakes. It's such a rush. It really is. So I can't say enough good things about this game, and I'm talking about Gears of War 4. This has been my initial impression. I'm going to go play it some more. I'm going to dive into the multiplayer. I'm going to dive more into Horde mode. I'm going to see where the story goes, and I will be doing more videos about this in the future, recording some gameplay for you guys and showing off some of the nuances of the game and some of the better things of the game. But it really, I had to do this service for this game because it means so much to me. And I'm thankful that Rod Ferguson and the Coalition, formerly Black Tusk Studios, has done such an amazing job with this game. And I was drawn back to something that Rod Ferguson said a long time ago, where he said this will feel like a betrayal to fans. And I don't know what he meant by that. And I keep wondering, what did he mean? I don't feel betrayed. I love this. I love everything about this game. It's got the old, it's got the new, it's got the tried and true weapons, you know, the hammer burst, the bolt talk, the retro lancer, and then it's got all these new amazing guns you can try. It's got the old tried and true cover system with some new flair. It's got additional gun skins, it's got additional characters, it's got character classes in Horde mode. It really does have everything, and I really can't say much negative about this game. And by the way, it looks gorgeous. It really does look gorgeous. I haven't played too much of the multiplayer with the 60 frames a second, but on the single player and on the Horde mode, everything looks perfect. It runs so smooth. Lots of particle effects, no lag. It's got that gritty, grimy feel. Tons of gore and explosions when you shoot somebody and they just explode into gibs. The executions are just as brutal as they were before, if not more so. It's a true next-generation successor to the memories of Gears 1, 2, and 3 that made me love the franchise oh so much. there you guys have it. 20 minutes of a dude in a Reptar shirt ranting to you guys about Gears of War 4, about his coaster, about his mug. I mean, we got it all. We are ready to go have some fun. Get out there and play some Gears of War 4. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. And like I said, if you guys need these codes, if you need the codes for the original 4 games, let me know. I'll hook you up, okay? Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.